Okay, just kidding. It's a pandemic. We're not even going into a restaurant. We're gonna be bringing you Olive Garden straight to your house. Okay, so not straight to your house. You still have to go buy the ingredients and make the recipe yourself. And you know what? We'll just be providing you the recipe straight to your house. We're gonna show you how to make one of our favorite Olive Garden recipes, Zuppa Toscana, completely vegan. Let's go. So the first soup that we're gonna be making is a Zuppa Toscana. It is so delicious, but the original version is loaded with heavy cream and butter and bacon and sausage. So we are gonna make it completely vegan by using things like vegan bacon and sausage, as well as butter and some coconut milk. So the very first thing we're gonna do is inside of a heavy bottom pot, we're using a Dutch oven. You're going to add in your vegan bacon and cook that according to the package instructions. Once you have all of that cooked, you are just going to remove your bacon into a paper towel lined plate, and then we're gonna set that aside and start to cook our sausage. Now we're just adding in our vegan sausage. You're just gonna cook that for however long your package says so. We are using a vegan Italian sausage, but you can use any sausage that you find. It can be frozen or not. You just want something that can crumble, so you don't want to use like breakfast patties or anything like that. And if you want it spicy, definitely pick like a spicy Italian vegan sausage if you can find it. All right, and then once again, as soon as your vegan sausage is done cooking, you are just going to remove it to a paper towel lined plate. Right next to your vegan bacon is fine, and then we're gonna move on. Now we're gonna add in some vegan butter. If you want to reduce the amount of oil that is in this dish, you can definitely add more vegetable stock here at this point, and then we're just gonna let this melt down. Once your butter is melted, we are going to add in our aromatics, which are sweet onions, celery, and carrots. And then you are going to let that saute until the onions are nice and softened, which is about 3 to 4 minutes. Quick little zero waste tip, we actually added the leaves inside of this recipe. Also, if you are buying something that has leaves on top of it and you're making something like a soup, there is nothing wrong with eating them. They're completely edible and it reduces the waste overall. Now we're gonna add in some garlic, as well as all of our sliced potatoes. And then give this a stir together. You're gonna let this cook for about 7 or 8 minutes until the potatoes have started to cook down. Again, for a zero waste tip, we left the potato skin on, but that is completely optional depending on your preferences. Now we're gonna add in our spices, which are salt, pepper, smoked paprika, and then some red chili flakes. The red chili flakes are completely optional depending on if you want it a little bit spicy or not. And then just stir all of that together. Now you're gonna add all of your vegetable stock. You just wanna stir this together so all your potatoes are under your stock, and then you're gonna let this come to a boil. Once it's boiling, you are just gonna stir it around one more time, then we're gonna reduce our heat and cover it with a lid. Once your potatoes are tender, it is time to remove your cover and add all of your other ingredients in, and you're about 5 minutes from being done. First up are some cannellini beans, some chopped kale, a whole can of coconut milk, and then we're gonna add back in that crumbled cooked vegan sausage as well as the bacon. I just chopped the bacon up while everything else was cooking. And then you're just gonna give everything a really good stir together. You're gonna let this cook for about 5 minutes or until your kale starts to wilt down completely. And that's how easy it is to make homemade vegan Zuppa Toscana. So I I just wanted to go through and ask some frequently asked questions that we think that you may ask about this recipe. The first one being, can you prep this ahead? This soup is amazing for meal prepping. You can make it at the beginning of the week and it will last all week as long as you store it in an airtight container inside of your refrigerator. We also get asked a lot if you can freeze soup. You can freeze this soup. Just a note that the potatoes will break down a little bit more as if you freeze them and then you thaw them back out, but it is still a delicious soup. It will just be more crumbly potatoes instead of slices. Can you make this top 8 allergy friendly? We love making allergy friendly food, but if you watch this recipe, you probably are like, that can't be allergy friendly. But the good news is that it can. We want to look at 4 different ingredients, which are the coconut cream, the vegan butter, as well as the vegan bacon and sausage. So for the coconut cream, you would just want to use a creamier non-dairy milk. Our preference would be the creamy version of oat milk, so give that a try. And then for the vegan butter, you just want to use a soy-free vegan butter, like the Earth Balance that comes in the red sticks or tubs, or Flora, which is always soy-free. As far as the vegan bacon and vegan sausage, if you use something like Beyond, it is typically top 8 free besides coconut oil, or you can find another one that meets your allergens. And then if you use for the vegan bacon, we haven't found one that is completely top 8 free, but you could do something like make carrot bacon or make coconut bacon depending on your allergies, and then add that at the end instead of mixing it into the dish. Finally, I just want to answer is, what do you serve with this? Bread, of course, of some sort. We do have a Copycat version of Olive Garden's breadsticks on our website, so we will link that in the description box below. If you don't want those, you could do like garlic knots or dinner rolls, or even just serve a salad on the side of this. We hope that you enjoyed this video and you really love this recipe. We would love if you could give this video a like, subscribe if you aren't already, and comment down below what video you would like to see next. And then there are also a few other questions that will be in the post if you want to check those out if you have any other questions. So have a great week and we will see you in the next video. Bye! And it wouldn't be an Olive Garden Copycat recipe if you couldn't add as much vegan Parmesan as you wanted. Just say when.